Hello again. We are now going to look at part two of compensation, which is more like pay for performance incentive rewards. Objectives here are we want to learn how to implement incentive programs, examine the different types of incentive programs and how to make them work, learn some ways to motivate employees with incentive plans, examine the Scanlon and ImproShare gain sharing systems, and learn about the main types of ESOP plans and the advantages to both employers and employees. So, first of all, what is variable pay? It's tying pay to some measure of an individual, group, or organizational performance. Incentive pay program establishes a performance threshold to qualify for incentive payments. It emphasizes a shared focus on organizational objectives, and it creates a shared commitment in that every individual contributes to the organizational performance and success. Contemporary arguments for incentive plans focus on linking compensation rewards, both individual and group, to the organizational goals and objectives. The incentive plan purposes are to encourage employees to assume ownership of their job, thereby improving effort and job performance. To motivate employees to expend more effort than under hourly and or seniority-based compensation systems, and it's to support a compensation strategy to attract and retain your top-performing employees. So there are advantages of an incentive pay program, and I'm not going to read all of these off to you. I'm going to leave the slide here for you to read them to yourself. And again, you may pause this presentation to read these further if needed. Requirements for successful plans are they need to identify important organizational metrics that encourage the desired employee behavior. You need to involve employees. Incentive programs should seem fair to all employees. Then find the right incentive payout. There are various payout formulas, and they should be simple and easy to understand. And you want to establish a clear link between performance and the payout. Why do some incentive plans fail? One, they fail to meet the employee expectation for the pay gains. There is some confusion about the incentive payment calculations to poor design or poor implementation of the plan. And employees do not have the capability to change their performance levels. And lastly, the organization environment does not support the plan, and that would be a big fall down. Problems with merit raises. The money for merit increases may be inadequate to satisfactorily raise all employees' base pay. Managers may have no guidance on how to define and measure performance, so there could be vagueness and some confusion regarding merit award criteria. Employees may not believe that their compensation is tied to effort and performance. They may be unable to differentiate between merit pay and other types of pay increases. And employees and their managers may hold different views of the factors that contribute to job success. And that's why you should involve your employees in this decision, like maybe having a council or a committee. Merit pay plans may create feelings of pay inequity, and again, a good reason to involve an employee committee in deciding these employment merit increases. Successful incentive plans, the employees have a desire for an incentive plan, and the employees are encouraged to participate, meaning they should be motivated by management. The employees see a clear connection between the incentive payments they receive and their job performance. And employees got to be committed to meeting those standards. Standards have to be attainable, but they also should be challenging. Payout formulas are simple and understandable for everyone to comprehend. Payouts are a separate, distinct part of compensation. So what is meant by straight piecework? And I don't encourage this one. My feelings are piecework kind of inhibits quality. It's an incentive plan under which employees receive a certain rate for each piece produced. There's what's called the differential piece rate. It's a compensation rate under which employees whose production exceeds their standard amount of output receive a higher rate for all of their work than the rate paid to those who don't exceed or just do the minimum amount due. So, in computing the piece rate, you take 60 minutes an hour, and let's say it takes 12 minutes to make one individual part. So that means the employee can produce 5 units per hour. So let's say their hourly rate is $12.75 divided by the 5 units they have to produce an hour. It means that it costs $2.55 only in the employment hourly rate towards the production of that product. So $2.55 of the cost would go directly to labor. Most companies don't use the piecework system because it's not really an effective motivator. Piecework standards can be difficult to develop. Individual contributions might be difficult to measure. It's not easily applied to work that is highly mechanized with little employee control over the output, in other words, an automated machine process. And piecework may conflict with the organizational culture of teamwork and or the group norms. Rate busting. I remember one place that I worked, there was one individual who constantly produced a lot of piecework per day. And the other employees became jealous and kind of gave him a hard way to go because he wasn't slowing down to meet the rate that everybody else was making. And unfortunately, the problem with piecework, again, that I said moments ago was when quality is more important than quantity. We can all produce a lot of parts, but are they all quality parts? And if technology changes are frequent, then piecework becomes a problem also. The standard hour plan, it's an incentive plan that sets pay rates based on the completion of a job in a predetermined standard time of how much should be produced an hour. If employees finish the work in less than the expected time, their pay is still based on the standard time for the job multiplied by the hourly rate. A bonus is an incentive payment that is supplemental to the base wage for cost reduction, quality improvement, or other merit performance criteria. A spot bonus is an unplanned bonus given for employee effort unrelated to an established performance measure. The merit pay program links an increase in base pay to how successfully an employee achieves some objective performance standard. The merit guidelines are guidelines for awarding merit raises that are tied to performance objectives. Now, there's problems with merit raises. Money for merit increases may be inadequate to satisfactorily raise all employees' base pay. Managers may have no guidance on how to define and measure the performance, and there might be, again, confusion or vagueness regarding merit award criteria. Employees may not believe that their compensation is tied to their effort and performance. They may be unable to differentiate between merit pay and other types of pay increases. And employees and their managers, again, may hold different views of the factors that contribute to that job success. Merit pay plans may create feelings of pay inequity amongst your employees. Incentives for salespeople. It could be straight salary and it could be straight commission. And many companies have what's called a salary and commission combination. You get a base salary, and the more you sell, the more you get a commission. A straight salary plan is a compensation plan that permits salespeople to be paid for performing various duties that are not reflected immediately in their sales volume. Advantages are it encourages building customer relationships. It provides compensation during periods of poor or slow sales. But the disadvantage is it may not provide sufficient motivation for maximizing any sales volume or sales ability. Straight commission plan, based upon a percentage of sales. Draw is a cash advance that must be paid back as commissions are earned. The disadvantages of this program is salespeople will stress high-priced products. Customer service after the sale is likely to get neglected. Earnings tend to fluctuate widely between good and poor periods of business. A turnover of trained sales employees tends to increase in poor periods. Typical example would be car salespeople. When people are in the market and the economy is going well, or at the first of the year, car sales may be up a lot. But in those slow periods where car sales are down, the salesperson doesn't get much compensation. So salespeople are tempted to grant price concessions. Combined salary and commission plan is probably the best. It's a compensation plan that includes a straight salary and a commission component. Advantages: it combines the advantages of straight salary and straight forms of compensation through commission. It offers greater design flexibility, and it can be used to develop the most favorable ratio of selling expense to sales. It motivates Salesforce to achieve specific company marketing objectives in addition to sales volume. The Salary Plus Bonus Plan is a compensation plan that pays a salary plus a bonus achieved by reaching certain targeted sales goals. What are team incentive plans? Compensation plans where all team members receive an incentive bonus payment when production or the service standards are met or exceeded. Establishing these team incentive plans, you have to set a performance measure upon which the incentive payments are based. Determine the size of that incentive bonus, and then create a payout formula and fully explain to the employees how these payouts will be distributed and what the criteria required is. Advantages: team incentives support group planning and problem solving, therefore building a good team culture. The contributions of individual employees depend on group cooperation. Team incentives can broaden the scope of the contribution that employees are motivated to make. Team bonuses tend to reduce employee jealousies and complaints over tight or loose individual standards. And team incentives encourage cross-training and the acquiring of new interpersonal competencies and skills. Disadvantages: individual team members may perceive that their effort contribute very little to the team's success or to the attainment of the incentive bonus. Intergroup social problems, pressure to limit performance, and the free ride effect may arise. Complex payout formulas can be difficult for team members to comprehend. There is also what's called the gain sharing plan, programs under which employees and the organization share financial gains according to a predetermined formula that reflects improved productivity and thus profitability. Increase in productivity is gained when greater output is obtained with less or equal input, or equal production output is obtained with less input. So what's called the Scanlon program is also an incentive plan. It's a bonus incentive plan using employee and management committees to gain cost reduction improvements. The rewards come from employee participation in improving productivity and or reducing costs. The ImproShare plan is a gain-sharing program under which bonuses are based on the overall productivity of the work team. So gain sharing based on increases in productivity of the standard hour output of work teams. Here are some different types of long-term incentive plans: stock purchase, phantom stock, performance units, etc. I'll leave this slide here for you for a few minutes to read. And again, you may pause at any time that you like to read the information further. Profit sharing: any procedure by which an employer pays or makes available to all regular employees, in addition to their base pay, current or deferred sums based upon the profits of the enterprise. The more they make, the more the employees make. Challenges to it: an agreement over the percentage of shared profits and the forms of distribution, whether cash or deferred, of profits between company and employees. How do we do this? Annual variations and possibility of no payout due to financial condition of company. Yes, profit sharing is great when the company is doing well, and it encourages and motivates employees to reduce costs and to perform to their highest. But if there's no profitability, there's no profit sharing. So maintaining motivational connection of profit sharing to performance of employees is going to be difficult. Stock options, any procedure by which an employer pays or makes available to all regular employees, in addition to their base pay, current or deferred sums based upon the profits of the enterprise. The value of an option is subject to stock market conditions at the time the option is exercised. Employee Stock Ownership Plan, ESOP, is a stock plan in which organization contributes shares of its stock to an established trust for the purpose of stocks purchased by its employees. The employer establishes an ESOP trust that qualifies as a tax-exempt employee trust under Section 401A of the Internal Revenue Code. Stock bonus plans are funded by direct employer contributions of its stock or cash to purchase its stock. Leverage plans are funded by employer borrowing to purchase its stock for the ESOP. Incentive for professional employees. Rules for maintaining motivation among your professionals is to provide clear goals, give them prompt feedback, reward their performance quickly. Don't wait for the end of the year. Otherwise, there's no incentive to keep on doing well. Involve them in the decision making, seek their opinions often, provide autonomy in their work, hold them accountable for results, tolerate impatience, and provide varied work opportunities, and keep them aware of upcoming challenging goals. Executives' incentives is an executive pay package which includes a base salary, short-term incentive or bonuses, long-term incentives or stock plans, various benefits, and prerequisites or perks. Justifications, large financial incentives reward superior performance. Business competition is pressure-filled and demanding. Good executive talent is in great demand, and effective executives create shareholder value. However, we have seen in the past where companies have violated laws or caused a major deficit or a financial loss to the company. The CEO still gets paid a $1 or $2 million bonus. So I'm not sure how that's a reward for superior performance. Thank you for watching this section. If you haven't seen part one, please do. And again, we thank you for watching with us. Have a great day.